The small topic left in chemical kinetics is molecularity of the reaction. Before going to discuss this molecularity, we have to know first the meaning of elementary reaction and a complex reaction. So, what are elementary reactions and what are complex reactions, that I will take first. Afterwards, we can define molecularity from that. Elementary reaction is the reaction which is completing in one step. In a single step, if a reaction is completed, which is called an elementary reaction. The reaction may be A gives rise to products type of reaction, or even it may be A plus B gives rise to products to give X plus Y. If this reaction is completing in one step, that is called an elementary reaction. For this type of elementary reaction, energy profile diagram can be shown just as we discussed in collision theory of reaction rates. This is reaction coordinate. It is potential energy. The average energy of reacting molecules is this one. I am taking this one as ER, that is average energy of reactants, and this is EP, average energy of products. This is called activation energy, that is energy difference between the activated complex and average energy of reacting molecules. This is the energy profile diagram. Means this particular reaction is completing in single step, we are getting a transition state, or it is an activated complex. Then what is the meaning of a complex reaction? The reaction which is not completing in single step. If the reaction is taking many steps for completion, we have to say that that particular reaction is complex reaction. Example, I am taking A gives rise to D type of reaction. First, A may be converted into B, that B may be converted into C, C may be converted into D. So, A gives rise to B, it is called first step of the reaction, or in other words we can say that it is first elementary step of the reaction, because it is one particular elementary reaction, it is completing in single step. Similarly, B gives rise to C is another elementary step, and C gives rise to D is last elementary step. On combining all these equations, we get A gives rise to D, A to B, B to C, C to D, A gives rise to D, B cancelled, C cancelled, then you are getting A to D. That hypothetical reaction I am assuming. So, all these A to B, B to C, C to D are elementary steps of the reaction, but the complete reaction is A gives rise to D. The sequence of all these elementary steps of the reaction is called mechanism of the chemical reaction. Means the way in which the reaction proceeds is called the mechanism of reaction. And for this type of complex reactions, how can you represent the energy profile diagram? Again, reaction coordinate, and potential energy. First step of the reaction, A to B. For that step, reactant is A and product is B. If this is energy of A, it is converted into B by crossing over this energy barrier. I am assuming this is B. Then this state is called the transition state. And then what about for the next step? For second step, B gives rise to C. Now B is the reactant and C is the product. So if it is B, this may be C. Now for conversion of B to C, for this particular elementary step, this is the transition state. Then from C to D, this is another elementary step. Now the reactant is C and the product is D. So this is the energy of D, this is energy of A. So this is A, this is the transition state 1 we have to say, this is the transition state for second step Ts2, this is transition state for third step Ts3. If the reaction is completing in this way, it is called a complex reaction or a complicated reaction. In this energy profile diagram, this initial point represents the energy of reactant A and the final point represents the energy of the product D. Then what is the significances of these valleys in the curve? So this valley is representing the energy of B, this valley is representing energy of C. And moreover, these products B in the first step, C in the second step are called intermediates of the reaction, because these are produced in intermediate stages. So intermediates of this reaction are two, B and C are the intermediates, Ts1, Ts2, Ts3 are the transition states in first, second and third steps. That is the way of showing energy profile diagram for a reaction of the type A to D if it is completing in 3 steps. Now, so these are the meanings of elementary and complex reactions. Now you have to go for the molecularity of the reaction. For example, I am assuming an elementary reaction of the type A plus B gives rise to X plus Y. So according to collision theory of reaction rates, in order to occur the chemical reaction between A and B, there must be an effective collision between A and B, correct? So if A and B are involving in effective collisions, if A and B are giving products, the number of molecules of reactants which are involved in order to bring out the chemical reaction here is 2, that is 1 molecule of A and 1 molecule of B are involving in effective collision, that the number of molecules involved in simultaneous collisions in order to bring out a chemical reaction is called molecularity of the reaction. Now tell me, what is the molecularity of this particular reaction? How many molecules of reactants are participated in order to bring out this chemical reaction? Here it is 2. So molecularity of this reaction, this particular elementary reaction is 2. So molecularity of a reaction is defined as the number of molecules or ions or atoms that simultaneously involved in a collision in order to bring out a chemical reaction is called molecularity of the reaction. In this particular example, it is equal to 2. So repeatedly I am telling elementary step, elementary step, elementary step means molecularity we are defining only for one particular step, that is one particular elementary step of the reaction mechanism. So molecularity here is 2. Now I am coming to A plus B gives rise to products type of elementary reaction again. If there are 4 molecules each of A and B, A number of molecules and B number of molecules are 4 each. So reacting number of molecules 1, 2, 3 and 4. Even second molecule B also number of molecules 1, 2, 3, 4. Simultaneously in unit time, this first molecule of A not only combines with first molecule of B, it may combine with first molecule or second molecule or third or fourth. So, it can make 4 number of collisions with 4 molecules of B. Similarly, second molecule of A also can make collisions 4 with with 4 molecules of B. Similarly, third molecule also with first molecule, second, third, fourth. Fourth molecule also will be involved in 4 collisions. So, total what is the number of collisions taking place among these 4 molecules of A and B? That is obviously 4 into 4, 16. And all these collisions we are assuming as effective collisions, means number of effective collisions taking place per unit time if it is 16. Now, I am keeping one of the reactants concentration constant, means number of molecules of A remained as 4, but B taken as 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what about the number of collisions now? These 4 molecules are now involving in collisions with, each molecule of A is involving in collisions with all these 8 molecules of B. First molecule is making 8 collisions, second molecule is involved in 8 collisions, third 8, fourth 8. So, total now 4 into 8 is equal to 32. So, what is the conclusion now? By keeping one of the reactants concentration constant, that is number of molecules of A kept constant, by doubling the concentration of B, 4 is now becomes 8. Then the number of effective collisions also increased by 2 times, 16 becomes 32. So, by doubling the concentration of B, rate of reaction is increased by a factor of 2. So, tell me what is the order with respect to B now? Obviously, it is first order reaction. Similarly, by keeping concentration of B constant, if concentration of A is increased by 2 times, instead of 4 molecules of A, if you take 8 molecules of A, but 4 molecules of B are there, all these 4 molecules of B will make collisions with 8 molecules of A. Again, number of effective collisions will be equal to 32. So, order with respect to A is now equal to 1. So, order with respect to A is equal to 1 and B is also equal to 1. How can you write the rate equation now? Rate is equal to rate constant K into concentration of A into concentration of B. So, order with respect to A is 1 and B is also 1. Total order of reaction is equal to 2. So, for a bimolecular elementary reaction, now we are considered order is also equal to 2. But the question here is it true in all cases? Means order of reaction and molecularity of reaction necessary to be same in all the reactions? The answer is no, may not be. In some cases, molecularity may be different from order of reaction. I will take examples. I am taking the same general example, that is A plus B gives rise to products. That is reactant A combining with B to give the products X plus Y. If one of the reactants taken is in large excess, for example, B I am taking large excess, some 0.1 molar concentration of A and 100 mole per liter is the concentration of B. If you are writing the rate of this reaction, rate is equal to rate constant K into concentration of A 0.1. No doubt, out of these 100 molecules, all the molecules are not involving in collisions with the molecules of A. Reason, number of molecules of A available is only 0.1 mole, but 100 moles of B are there. So, all the molecules of A are not involving in the collisions with B, all the molecules with B. even then I am taking this as 100. For example, that is rate 1 is equal to k into 0.1 into 100, that is equal to k into 10. Now, in a time of some t is equal to 5 seconds or 5 hour you take. If the 0.1 is reduced to half, that is 0.05 mole per liter now. Out of 100 molecules, how many molecules of B will be participated with 0.05 moles of A? One molecule of A no doubt will combine only with one molecule of B. So, 0.05 molecules of A are able to react only with 0.05 molecules of B. Now, the concentration of B is not reduced to half, only 0.05 moles of B are reacted, means 99.95 is the number of molecules of B left over now. Then what about the rate 2 if you want to write? Rate 2 equal to rate constant k into 0.1 becomes 0.05 and 100 is becoming 99.95. If it is 10k, tell me, is it 5k or 2.5k? It is approximately equal to 5k, because this can be approximately taken again as 100 into 0.05, that is 5k, approximately 5k. So, what is the conclusion now? By taking B in large excess, from time to time, even the concentration of the other reactant A is reduced to half. The concentration of the reactant which is taken in large excess is not reduced by 2 times. The decrease in concentration of that reactant is insignificant, means almost remains constant, which is not affecting the rate of reaction. So, concentration of B is not affecting the rate of reaction here, means with respect to B, what is the order of reaction? It is obviously 0 order, because concentration of B is not affecting the rate of reaction, order with respect to B is 0. But what about concentration of A and rate of reaction relation? As concentration of A is decreased by 2 times, rate is also decreased by 2 times, order with respect to A is equal to 1. Therefore, we have to write the rate equation as rate is equal to k into concentration of A alone with respect to B, order is 0. So, it is total first order reaction. But why we are writing the equation as A plus B gives rise to X plus Y? Because in an elementary step in which the reactants are getting converted into products, simultaneously one molecule of A and one molecule of B are involving in collision. That is why we are writing the stoichiometric equation as A plus B gives rise to products. So, based on that stoichiometric equation, we can say that molecularity of the reaction is 2, because 2 molecules are participated in that reaction elementary step, but order of reaction here is equal to 1 only. So, order need not be equal to molecularity in all the cases. This kind of reactions are called pseudo unimolecular reactions or pseudo first order reactions. Pseudo unimolecular or pseudo first order reactions. One example of this type I am giving, that is hydrolysis of ester CH3COOC2H5. Name of this compound is ethyl acetate. When it is undergoing hydrolysis in presence of the catalyst acid, that is H plus, ester on hydrolysis gives a carboxylic acid CH3COOH plus C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol. For this particular reaction, we have to take large excess of water in order to bring the reaction for completion or almost completion. We have to take large excess of water, because it is a reversible reaction. If you are maintaining highly concentrated acid, means if concentration of water is very less, backward reaction is more favored. If you are taking dilute acid, forward reaction is more favored. So, you have to take excess of water with little quantity of ethyl acetate. Say for example, a 0.1 molar solution of ethyl acetate in water is taken, means 0.1 mole of ethyl acetate in 1 liter of water. So, 0.1 mole of ethyl acetate, 1 liter water means it consists of 55.55 moles. So, molecularity of this particular reaction is equal to 2, because both ethyl acetate as well as water are involved in the collision which leads to the formation of product. Here reactants are ethyl acetate and water, which are giving the products acetic acid and ethyl alcohol. Hence, molecularity of this reaction is equal to 2, no doubt. But water here we are taking large excess. Is it influencing the rate of reaction now? No. Even from time to time, say again 5 hour time, if this 0.1 becomes 0.05, what is the concentration of B now? Concentration of water now. 1 molecule of ester is reacting with only 1 molecule of water. Now 55.55 becomes 55.5. There is no significant decrease in concentration of B. Even concentration of A is reduced by 2 times. That is, ethyl acetate concentration is decreased by 2 times, but decrease in concentration of water is insignificant. Hence, there is no change in the rate of reaction with respect to water. Therefore, order with respect to water is equal to 0. Order with respect to ethyl acetate is equal to 1. It is a familiar example of a pseudo first order reaction. One more example of this kind is inversion of sucrose. C12H22O11 sucrose, when reacts with water, we get glucose and fructose C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. Here also concentration of water must be taken in large excess to bring out this chemical reaction. Hence, even concentration of sucrose is decreased by 2 times. There is no significant change in concentration of water. Hence, molecularity of this reaction even equal to 2, order is not equal to 2. Order with respect to water equal to 0, sucrose equal to 1. So, it is also an example of pseudo unimolecular reaction. So, what are the points we are discussing now? As far as elementary reaction is concerned, in most of the cases, molecularity may be equal to order. The number of molecules involved in collisions which leads to the formation of products is equal to order of reaction in most of the cases. But there are some examples in which order and molecularity not same. Example, hydrolysis of ester in presence of acid catalyst or inversion of sucrose. Sucrose conversion to glucose and fructose are examples of pseudo unimolecular reactions or pseudo first order reactions. One more thing to be discussed here is, just as zero order reaction we are discussed, is molecularity 0 possible or not? Guess. What is the definition given for molecularity? That is the number of molecules of reactants which are giving the products in an elementary step is called molecularity. If you want to say the molecularity of that particular reaction is 0, 0 molecules must be participated to give the product. Is it practically possible? No, 0 molecules can't give products. Hence, molecularity cannot be 0, but order can be taken as 0. Even the previous example of hydrolysis of ester, order with respect to water is equal to 0, because water is not influencing the rate of reaction. So, order may be equal to 0, but molecularity never be equal to 0. Then one more question is, how can you explain an unimolecular reaction? Means only one molecule, how will be participated in collision? If you want to say unimolecular reaction, means molecularity is equal to 1, only one molecule of reactant must be involved in collision. How only one molecule make collision? So, unimolecular reaction, can you define? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible, because the explanation given for this unimolecular reaction is, if the reaction is A gives rise to products only, one molecule of reactant A will combine with another molecule of reactant A to give two molecules of A star and A. It actually, the number of molecules of A involved in the collision are 2. One molecule of A, one molecule of A. But during the collisions, if you remember the kinetic molecular theory of gases, the collisions among the gas molecules are perfectly elastic. One molecule may lose its kinetic energy, another molecule may gain the same amount of kinetic energy. As an average kinetic energy remains same at a given temperature. So, the first molecule of A, if it gains some energy from molecule A, so this second molecule of A is losing energy, first molecule of A is gaining energy. So, in the transition state, means in the activated complex, how many molecules of A are participated? That is only one. Even though two molecules are involved in the collision, many molecules are involved in the collision which leads to the formation of product. That is, in activated state, how many molecules of A are there? That is only one. Hence, molecularity of this particular reaction is equal to 1. So, unimolecular reactions are possible. We can explain the unimolecular reaction if two molecules of reactants A are actually involved in collision. One of them is losing energy, another one is gaining energy. One which gains energy is activated complex. That activated complex now has only one molecule of A, that is giving the product. So, molecularity of that reaction is equal to 1. Unimolecular reactions are possible, but zero molecular reactions are not possible. And even fractional molecular reactions are also not possible. How can you assume that one molecule of A combines with half molecule of B? Suppose if one molecule of A is combining with half molecule of B, we can say that molecularity may be 1.5, but is it practically possible? Half molecule is possible? No. So, molecularity cannot be 0, molecularity can't be a fractional value, and molecularity negative is also not possible. How molecularity negative? Minus 2 molecules of reactants are involved to bring out the reactants into products. Is that statement has any meaning? No. So, molecularity can't be 0, molecularity can't be negative, and it can't be even fractional value also. But as far as order of reaction is concerned, all these are possible. Zero order reactions are known to us, first order reaction, fractional order reactions, even negative orders are also possible, because that is only experimental quantity. Order of reaction is experimentally determined value, but molecularity is not experimentally determined value. Only in one particular step, the number of particles involving in the effective collisions is the molecularity of the reaction. Till now, we have discussed about the elementary reactions only. If the reaction is complex, what is the situation? Just as we discussed, A gives rise to D type of a reaction. A gives rise to B is in one step, B to C is another step, C to D is another step. So, in all these cases, we have to say that molecularity of the reactions in first step is equal to 1, second step also equal to 1, third step also equal to 1. So, we have to define molecularity for a particular elementary step of the reaction only, not for complete reaction. What is the molecularity of overall reaction? There is no meaning for molecularity of complete reaction. For each and every step only we can define molecularity of the reaction. So, in all these cases that molecularity equal to 1. But in some cases, in one step molecularity may be equal to 1, another step molecularity may be equal to 2, and so on. In this type of reactions, say in complex reactions, one particular step of the reaction mechanism may be slowest. Let it be some second step. If first step is fast, second step is slowest, third step is fast. If that is the situation, tell me now, which step of the reaction is controlling the overall reaction? Is the first step controlling, or second step controlling, or third step controlling? Why the rate of reaction is somewhat less? Suppose if all the three steps of the reaction are very fast, the complete reaction may be fast. The reaction is proceeding with moderate speed, for example. What is the reason for the reaction proceeding with moderate speed? Because one particular step of the reaction is controlling the rate. It is slowing down the rate of reaction. So, that particular step of the reaction is called the rate determining step of the reaction or rate controlling step of the reaction. Here I am assuming second step is the rate determining step, RDS. Whatever may be the number of molecules of reactants present in rate determining step is molecularity of that RDS, and the molecularity of the RDS will be taken as overall order of the reaction in most of the cases. Even in complex reactions also, in most of the chemical reactions, especially in organic reactions, molecularity of the rate determining step can be taken as order of overall reactions. That is general statement, and of course exceptions are there for this. So, if statement type of questions are given to you, or true or false question is given to you, the molecularity of rate determining step in all reactions is equal to overall order of reaction is the statement given, then that is false. If always specified, that is false. Otherwise, you can say that yes, because even in your academic textbook also that point was mentioned, that is molecularity of rate determining step is equal to overall order of reaction. That is correct in many cases, that is why that statement was given. So, you have to follow that statement. But if it is specified as in all the reactions, in all the cases, then you have to say that it is false, because exceptions are there. I am giving example of that exception. A plus B gives rise to product D. But the mechanism of this reaction is A plus 2B in first step is converted into an intermediate C. Now, that intermediate C is converted into B plus D. If this is the mechanism of the reaction, and if it is fast step and this is a slow step. As second step is the slow step and it is the rate determining step of the reaction, we have to write the rate equation for the second step, that is rate is equal to K into concentration of C. But in rate law or rate equation, there should not be any intermediate concentration. Reason, can you change the concentration of intermediate? Is it practically possible? Simply some number of molecules of A and B were added to the reaction flask. C is produced momentarily and it is disappeared. Is there any possibility of changing the concentration of C practically? No. And moreover, order of reaction is to be determined experimentally by changing the concentration of C, by doubling the concentration of C. How many times rate of reaction will change? If you are able to identify that mathematical relationship, you can predict the order of reaction. If C concentration is increased by 2 times, if rate is increased by 2 times, that follows first order kinetics. That is the way of finding the order of reaction. But now that is not possible to us, because C is an intermediate. So, in the rate equation there must not be any concentration term of C. So, this concentration of C must be removed. For that you have to go for the first step of the reaction, that is the reversible step. Equilibrium constant for that step can be taken as concentration of C by concentration of A into concentration of B square. So, concentration of C is equal to K equilibrium into concentration of A into concentration of B square. Now, substitute this concentration of C in the rate equation. Now, rate is equal to rate constant K into concentration of C can be written as K equilibrium constant into concentration of A into concentration of B square. K into K equilibrium both are constant values, let it be some K dash into concentration of A into concentration of B square. This is the rate equation now. Tell me the order then. Order with respect to A is equal to 1 and order with respect to B is equal to 2. Total order of reaction is equal to 3. But what is the molecularity of the reaction? 1. So, now can you say that molecularity of the rate determining step is equal to order of overall reaction? No. So, in this particular example it is not correct. One example for this type of reaction is dissociation of ozone. O3 dissociated as O2. 2O3 gives rise to 3O2. Mechanism of this reaction is O3 gives rise to O2 plus nascent oxygen, that is reversible dissociation, and this nascent oxygen produced combines with O3 to give 2O2. It is irreversible step. If all the steps of the reaction, if all the elementary steps are reversible, then only overall reaction is reversible, otherwise it is irreversible reaction. So, you have to write the reaction as O3 plus O3, 2O3 gives rise to 3O2. This is fast reversible step and it is slow irreversible step. Therefore, we have to write the rate equation for rate determining step, that is rate is equal to K into concentration of O3 into nascent oxygen. But this nascent oxygen will be produced on the spot and immediately disappears. There should not be any concentration of oxygen term. In order to remove that, you have to go for the first step, that is equilibrium constant for the first step is equal to concentration of O2 into nascent oxygen divided by O3. So, concentration of O equal to equilibrium constant into concentration of O3 divided by O2. Substitute this in this equation. Rate is equal to now K into O3 into K equilibrium constant into O3 divided by O2. K into K equilibrium constant, that is K dash, concentration of O3 square into concentration of O2 power minus 1, because in denominator O2 is there. Therefore, order with respect to O3 is equal to 2 and O2 is equal to minus 1. Total order of reaction is equal to 1. But what is the molecularity of this reaction? Molecularity of the reaction is 2. Order of reaction is equal to 1, and moreover order with respect to O2 is minus 1. So, with increase in concentration of O2, rate of reaction is decreasing. So, order with respect to O2 is equal to minus 1. So, negative orders of reactions are also possible, but molecularity never be a negative value. So, these are the things you have to keep in your mind regarding molecularity and order of reactions. I will give all these points in brief again. Molecularity of the reaction is the number of atoms or molecules or ions which are simultaneously involved in the collision which bring out the chemical reaction, that is molecularity. But order of reaction is, that is an experimentally determined value, that is sum of the powers of the concentration terms raised in the rate equation or rate law is called order of reaction. Order of reaction to be determined experimentally by changing the concentration of reactants. How many times rate of reaction is changing, that you have to identify experimentally. From that you have to predict the order of reaction. But how can you predict molecularity of the reaction? Molecularity of the reaction can be known by writing the mechanism of the reaction. That for the mechanism of the reaction there must be experimental proof, but we can't say that it is experimentally determined value. We have to write a mechanism. If there is some evidence for that mechanism, we have to follow that mechanism. But order must be definitely by doing the experiments. While writing the mechanism of the reactions, there may be some intermediates. Those intermediates also must be considered in molecularity of the reaction. But in finding the order of reaction, rate law must not consist of any intermediate. That is why order and molecularity are different. Molecularity 0 is not possible, molecularity negative is not possible, even fractional molecularities are also not possible. Molecularity of the reaction may be equal to 1 or may be equal to 2. In some cases, rare cases, molecularity may be equal to 3 also. Higher molecularities are not at all possible. Can you give the reason for that? The reason is, simultaneously the number of molecules involved in collision may not exceed 3. Even in gaseous state, in kinetic molecular theory of gases, we have discussed that most of the molecular collisions are binary collisions. Trinary collisions, tetranary collisions and so on are trinary collisions are very few. Tetranary collisions, pentanary collisions and so on not at all possible. Means simultaneous involvement of 4 molecules in a collision is not known to us. Therefore, there is no question of molecularity equal to 4, molecularity equal to 5 and so on. So, molecularity of the reaction may be equal to 1 or 2 in most of the cases. In rare cases, it may be equal to 3. But order can be fractional, 0 or negative or any integer like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So, these are the major differences between order and molecularity. As far as an elementary reaction is concerned, molecularity of the reaction can be taken as order of reaction in most of the cases, but for that also exceptions are given. Example, hydrolysis of ester. For that reaction molecularity is equal to 2, but order of reaction is equal to 1. Those are called pseudo unimolecular reactions or pseudo first order reactions. Then in complex reactions, molecularity of the rate determining step can be taken as order of overall reaction in many cases, but exceptions are there. Those exceptions are also given. Examples for the reactions in which molecularity of RDS is the same as order of overall reaction also I will give. I think some of you might have studied nucleophilic substitution reactions in organic chemistry. When methyl chloride CH3Cl combines with aqueous base like sodium hydroxide, the product formed is CH3OH plus Cl minus. This reaction is an elementary reaction which is completing in single step. As it is completing in single step, the energy profile diagram you have to write, you have to draw as this way. This is the transition state, energy of reactants, energy of products. Then what is the molecularity of this reaction? As it is elementary step, one molecule of methyl chloride and base OH minus simultaneously involved in the collision to bring out this chemical reaction, hence molecularity equal to 2. As there is only one step, obviously it is the rate determining step. In the rate determining step, molecularity can be taken as order of reaction. So, order of reaction also experimentally was calculated as 2. Rate is equal to rate constant into concentration of methyl chloride into concentration of OH minus. Experimentally also it was found that by keeping the concentration of methyl chloride constant, when base concentration is increased by 2 times, rate is also increased by 2 times. So, order with respect to base is equal to 1. By keeping concentration of base constant, by doubling the concentration of methyl chloride, again rate is increased by a factor 2. Hence, order with respect to methyl chloride is also equal to 1. So, total order of reaction is equal to 2. And another reaction I am taking, CH3 taken thrice CCl. It is called what? This is tertiary butyl chloride. When tertiary butyl chloride is treated with same aqueous base, again the reaction products are very similar. CH3 taken thrice, Cl is replaced by OH plus Cl minus. In both these reactions, Cl is replaced by OH minus. Cl is one nucleophile, OH minus is another nucleophile. One nucleophile is replaced by another nucleophile. Hence, it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Why the name substitution is given? Because one is replaced by another, substitution, and that group substituted is a nucleophile, hence it is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. First reaction, molecularity is equal to 2. So, this is named as nucleophilic substitution bimolecular reaction, abbreviated as SN2. Nucleophilic substitution bimolecular reaction. Here, this particular reaction, tertiary butyl chloride reaction with OH minus to give tertiary butyl alcohol and Cl minus. It is also nucleophilic substitution reaction, but it is not an elementary step of the reaction. This reaction is an example of a complex reaction. It is completing in 2 steps. The mechanism of this reaction is, in first step, CH3 taken thrice CCl is dissociated to give CH3 taken thrice C plus and Cl minus. Means the bond present between carbon and chlorine is dissociated in the first step. Ions are produced. Now, these ions must be considered as intermediates. Now, this intermediate CH3 taken thrice C plus combines with the base OH minus to give CH3 taken thrice COH. So, net reaction is the CH3 thrice C plus will be cancelled, CH3 taken thrice CCl dissociated as CH3 taken thrice COH and Cl minus. So, in this reaction, the sequence of these 2 steps is called the mechanism. It is first elementary step, it is second elementary step. First elementary step is found to be slow, hence it is the rate determining step. Therefore, molecularity of the reaction is what? Only one molecule of reactant is participated in the rate determining step, molecularity equal to 1, and molecularity of RDS is same as order of reaction, that is also equal to 1. Means rate is equal to K into concentration of tertiary butyl chloride CH3 taken thrice CCl. So, in this example, that is the reaction is a complex one, in which molecularity of the rate determining step is equal to order of reaction. Molecularity is same as order of reaction. In most of the cases, we can say that molecularity of RDS is equal to order of reaction, but not in all the cases, few exceptions will be there, right. This is about order and molecularity of the reaction. So, what we discussed in chemical kinetics so far? One is meaning of rate of reaction, average rate of reaction at a particular instant of time, then factors affecting the rate of reaction, order of reaction, experimental determination of order of reaction, different methods, then temperature dependence of rate equation or equation of rate constant, that is Arrhenius equation, K equal to A into e power minus Ca by RT. After that, collision theory of reaction rates, then molecularity and order differences that we are discussed in chemical kinetics. But numericals related to first order rate constant equation, zero order rate constant equation are discussed, but temperature dependence, effect of catalyst on rate constant were not discussed. I will give one or two examples for that type also. Take them now. Before going to give the numericals, first briefly I will explain all these main points regarding order and molecularity of the reaction. What are the differences between this order and molecularity? Order of reaction and molecularity of reaction. Order of reaction is the sum of the powers of concentration terms raised in rate law, that is order of reaction. Powers of concentration terms in rate law. What is molecularity of the reaction? Molecularity is the number of species of reactants involved in collisions which bring out the chemical reaction. That is the definition given for molecularity of the reaction. And this order of reaction is experimentally determined value. But molecularity of the reaction can be known from mechanism of the reaction. As far as elementary reaction is concerned, order may be same as molecularity in many cases. But in case of complex reactions, molecularity of the rate determining step is taken as overall order of reaction. Molecularity is actually defined for elementary steps only. There is no meaning for molecularity of a complex reaction. For overall reaction, there is no meaning for molecularity. Molecularity will be given only for elementary step. Molecularity term is valid only for elementary reactions. And this molecularity may be 1 or 2, rarely it is 3. but order of reaction may be negative or fractional, 0 or any integer 1, 2, 3 and so on. So, these are the major differences between order and molecularity. Order of reaction is the sum of the powers of concentration terms raised in the rate equation. Molecularity is the number of species of reactants which simultaneously involve in collisions in order to bring a chemical reaction. Then it is an experimental value. Order of reaction is to be determined experimentally from experiment to experiment by changing concentration of reactants, how many times rate of reaction is changing. In that way, how to find out order of reaction. But molecularity of the reaction can be known from mechanism of the reaction. And order of reaction can be any value, negative, 0, fractional or 1, 2, 3 and so on. But molecularity of the reaction may be 1 or 2 or rarely it is 3. 0 molecularity is not possible, molecularity beyond 3 is not possible, negative and fractional values of molecularity are not at all possible. As far as an elementary reaction is concerned, in many cases order of reaction and molecularity may be same, but in some cases they are not correct, they are not same. Molecularity will be different from order of reaction. If one of the reactants is taken in large excess, that reactant concentration is not influencing the rate of reaction. For example, hydrolysis of ester is given to you. That ester hydrolysis is a bimolecular reaction, molecularity is equal to 2, but order is equal to 1, that is called pseudo first order reaction. And in case of complex reactions, molecularity has no meaning for overall reaction. Molecularity is always valid for an elementary step. If an elementary step is proceeded with the lowest rate, that is called rate determining step, number of molecules of reactants involved in that rate determining step is called its molecularity. Molecularity of RDS is taken as order of overall reaction in case of complex reactions, but of course exceptions are there even for that also, right. So, these are the main points you have to keep in your mind. Then you take the numericals related to Arrhenius equation and activation energies. This is the question given to you. Rate constant of a reaction K equal to 1.5 into 10 power 7 per second at 50 degrees centigrade and 4.5 into 10 power 7 per second at 100 degrees centigrade. Find activation energy as well as Arrhenius constant A. Which equation you have to use? Values of rate constant at two different temperatures were given. Two different temperatures are also given to you. You have to find out A and EA. You have the equation of log K2 by K1 is equal to energy of activation divided by 2.303 R into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Here T1 is 50 plus 273 how to take, T2 is 100 plus 273, K1 is given as 1.5 into 10 power 7, K2 is 4.5 into 10 power 7. So, all these things are known, only unknown value here is activation energy that can be calculated. So, that is first part. Second part is Arrhenius parameter A must be calculated. In order to find out this value of A, you can go for this equation K is equal to A into e power minus EA by RT. As activation energy is calculated in the previous part of the question, now you can substitute, or ln K is equal to ln A minus EA by RT, or log K equal to log A minus EA divided by 2.303 R into T. You take temperature, initial temperature of 50 plus 273, K value is 1.5 into 10 power 7, R is known to you, activation energy calculated, find out the value of log K. So, that is the way of solving the questions. Log values will be given to you if complicated values, simple values may be cancelled out. So, in objective question generally logarithm values may be cancelled out, or log 2, log 3 values will be given. At least some values of logarithms you have to know. Log 2 is equal to 0.3, log 3 equal to 0.47, based on log 2 and log 3 you can find out many values. Even answers are also given, you check they are correct or not. This is the question given to you. Energy of activation of a reaction is 100 kilojoule per mole. The presence of catalyst lowers the activation energy by 75%. Then what is the change in rate constant of the reaction? Means in absence of catalyst to in presence of catalyst, what is the rate constant value? How many times the rate constant value changed? That you have to find out. For that, you have to go for the Arrhenius equation. In absence of catalyst, rate constant K1 I am taking is equal to Arrhenius factor A into e power minus EA by RT1, or K1 is equal to Arrhenius factor A into e power minus 100 divided by R into T. Temperature is given as 20 degrees centigrade in both the cases, presence of catalyst and absence of catalyst, and in presence of catalyst rate constant is some K2 equal to A into e power minus how much? Activation energy lowers by 75%, means 25% is now the activation energy, that is minus 25 by RT. Now, K2 by K1 is equal to AA gets cancelled, e power minus 25 by RT plus 100 by RT. So, ln K2 by K1 equal to hundred by RT minus 25 by RT, that is 75 divided by RT, ln K2 by K1. Log K2 by K1 is equal to 75 by 2.303 RT. T is equal to 20 plus 273. So, K2 by K1 you find out. What is the value of K2 by K1 you calculate? Then K2 is how many times to K1 you can find out. So, one more thing you have to remember here is, by adding a catalyst, is the value of rate constant changing or not? At a given temperature, rate constant value is changing by the addition of a catalyst, but rate constant is not changing by changing the concentration of reactants at a given temperature. As temperature changes, rate constant value will change. At a given temperature, if catalyst is added, then also there is change in the value of rate constant by keeping the other things constant, that is Arrhenius factor if it is constant. Activation energy is lowered, hence rate constant value is changing. Right? This is all about chemical kinetics. One worksheet will be given to you, you have to solve it.